But that doesn't apply to you,
Yeah,
Shepard.
good point.
Spectres can go anywhere they want. You could find out why my team dropped out of contact.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, especially if it'll lead us to this Baines guy.
I'll find them, Admiral.
I appreciate that, Commander. I was running out of options. I'm going to stay here and see if I can find
Hello everyone, I'm Errant Wizard, and welcome back to Let's Play Mass Effect. We are again starting the episode here on the Citadel, but this is going to be the last one for a little while. Last time we spoke with Admiral Kahoku, found out about his missing survey team that found Armistice Baines' body, and so we are going to head out and see if we can track down their whereabouts and see what information they dug up and why this apparent dead man was blackmailing Dr. Michelle. So, I'm going to do a few bookkeeping things and go and do some shopping, and then I will meet you all back at the ship. Okay, so we're back up here on the dock. I didn't have nearly as much money as I thought I did, so I wasn't able to do a whole lot of shopping. I did get Tali a new Omni tool, and I did get a new set of armor for Shepard, so now she has this snazzy desert camo look. So yeah, so let's head back into the Normandy and head out into the galaxy. Okay, so we got to figure out where we're going to go next. I've been trying to avoid showing you guys the quest log because for a while I've been sort of bouncing back and forth and doing reloading from different points to try and get the right just the right footage to do for this Let's Play. But I think this log is the closest and should accurately reflect where we actually are in this story. So if we pull up the log, so you'll see mission tab. These are our primary missions that we have to do. So we have to find Liara and we have to go to Novaria and investigate. Those are our primary missions. All of our secondary missions are over here under the assignments tab. As you can see, they're starting to pile up quite a bit. The missing Marines, that's Admiral Kahoku. If we look over here, it says we need to go to the Sparta system. It doesn't say which cluster that's in, but if we open it up, it does tell us that we should go to the Sparta system in the Artemis Tau cluster. So that looks like a good place for us to go. Privateers. Let's see, this was for, this is the man we met just after we got inducted into the Spectres, who said his brother had gone missing. He's telling us to go and search for him in the Horsehead Nebula. Hostages, this is a thing we've heard about on the, one of those radio broadcasts when we were in the elevator, that said biotic extremists have taken a government employee hostage. So that might be something we should check out. Missing survey team. Let's see. Yes, this was in the. This is one that we found. We found information about it from when we were going through the Exogeny headquarters. We went through their files. There's apparently a survey team that's gone out of contact in the Hades Gamma cluster, so that might be worth checking out. And then this Asari Diplomacy, this is Nasana Dantias, the one we came back to the Citadel for. We need to go and rescue her sister, who apparently is being held in the Macedon system of the Artemis Tau cluster. So that's 2 for the Artemis Tau cluster, so I think that's where we're going to head.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Commander, Ms. Al-Jalani's story on you just aired.
Oh, okay.
She shouldn't have ambushed you like that. But you handled it pretty well.
Yeah, I think I did. She didn't listen. I did the best I could.
She wasn't
didn't
the most
listen.
sympathetic audience.
You handled yourself pretty well, Commander. She came across like a raving idiot. Just wanted to
Good.
let you know what the response was back home. I won't keep you any longer. 5th Fleet out.
That dialogue changes based on how many charm or intimidate options we took during that interview right after we got to the Citadel this time. If we did a lot of intimidating and punched her, then he'd say that we handle ourselves terribly and we've been a disgrace to humans or something like that. And then if we aren't able to take a lot of those charm and intimidate options, he says, you did well, she ambushed you, but, you should have done better. So that's good. We got a pretty good critique from Admiral Hackett there because we did have enough points in charm and intimidate to choose most of those charm options. So, so let's go ahead and zoom out, and we are looking for the Artemis Tau Cluster. So we're going to go to the Artemis Tau Cluster, which is here? Nope. Not that one. Not that one. This one? No. Nope. Artemis Tau Cluster. The Artemis Tau Cluster is exactly where Liara is. So yeah, I think that's definitely where we're going to head out. So, let's go there. So we've got 4 systems for us to look at. All the clusters contain at least one system for us to investigate. A lot of them will contain 3 or more, like this one does. So, let's see. So we have 4 systems: Sparta, Knossos, Athens, and Macedon. So for any of you history majors out there, you guys will obviously know that these are all prominent city-states in ancient Greece. So that's what these systems were named for. I believe we're going to go to the Macedon system because that's where Nasana said her sister was being held, and I think that's probably the most pressing concern right now. So we're going to head to the Macedon system. Okay, so here we are in the Macedon system. When the only other planet we've gone to so far has been was Pharos. We went straight there. I didn't show you guys any of the other things you could do in these systems, other than just landing on the story planet. So let's go ahead and go through a little overview of all the things you can do when you're on this map like this. So if you'll notice, there are 4 planets in this system. And an asteroid belt. So typically what I like to do is I start from the outside to make sure I've got all of them. You can see all the rings of their orbits, so you can tell which ones you've missed and whatnot. So if we click on this on Farglus. Yeah, this planet that starts with an F, it gives us this little description. This one is really simple. It just says, F planet is a standard hydrogen-helium gas giant with an abundance of airborne hydrocarbons. So, nothing really special about that one. But, it has this button to zoom out, so we can go back to the other screen, but it also has this survey button. So we can go ahead and click that. And it brings up this message. It says, gas deposits surveyed. Scans from orbit have detected a large concentration of xenon. Excellent. Well, what does that mean? Well, if we zoom all the way back out and come back out to the main screen, you'll see a bunch of notifications popped up here. And then if we go to our journal, we now have this new assignment. It says valuable minerals. And we got a list over here. I actually don't know if the cursor is being picked up by the recording software or not, but if it is, great. If it's not, over here on the bottom right, we've got this list of 4 different categories: light metals, heavy metals, rare earths, and gases. Currently, we have 1 of 6 gases. So this little mission is just giving you it gives you a tally of how many of these things you've found. Each time you find one of these can be on, you can find them on planets that you land on, or you can find them through that survey thing like we just did. And for each one you find, you get a little bit of experience and a little bit of credits based on what level you are currently. There is no benefit to finishing this quest, so getting 20 of each of those categories and then 6 of the gases. There's no benefit whatsoever. It's just a way to tally how many you've picked up, and there are actually more than these 36. There are more deposits than are listed here. So yeah, you just, whenever you find one, go ahead and grab it, get some extra experience, and then move on. There's no need to go out and search for enough to fill up these, because you don't get anything extra for doing that. So we'll jump back in. Okay, so then if we come up here to Patavig, so this one's got a little bit longer description. It says, Patavig is the second of the Macedon system's giant terrestrial planets, and by far the more interesting. Most of the surface is covered by a vast sea of liquid ammonia, in which a unique aquatic ammonia-based biosphere has developed. While the frozen continents are largely bereft of life, a rich bounty of complex organisms, many larger than a human, flourish in the chilly, toxic seas. While dreadfully inhospitable to humans, Patavig is suitable for colonization by the Volus. Negotiations between the System Alliance and the Volus' patrons, the Turian hierarchy, have made good progress. So yeah, so that gives you a little hint about the world. This one we can't land on, and there's no survey button, so nothing else that we can do. So gameplay wise, there's no reason to go and click on this, but some interesting facts about the planet, and it makes the whole galaxy seem a little more fleshed out. So let's go ahead and look at one of these other ones. Poralon. Poralon is an enormous terrestrial planet, half again the size of Earth. Despite its thick atmosphere, the weak output of the red dwarf Macedon leaves its surface biting cold. The crust is mainly composed of silica, but significant deposits of iron and other industrial metals are present. These lodes may prove rich enough to be profitably mined despite the heavy gravity. Cool, and then we've got a little survey button down here, so we're going to click on that. This one says, you were scanning the planet Poralon when a strange signal came from orbit. Navigator Presley determined the signal was from an ancient beacon. Your salvage team brought the beacon aboard and found one of Matriarch Delaninga's writings in its storage compartment. Cool, so this is this introduces us to another of these little collect side quests that we can do. This is for the Matriarch's writings. So we can find all of those, and collect those. We get a little bit of experience, a little bit of credits when we find them, and that one in particular actually does have relevance to some of the later games. So you might want to go ahead and see if you can find all of those scattered around the galaxy if you want. There is one other collection quest that we're not seeing right now, and I'll point that out when we find the first one of those. So, this is the last planet we haven't scanned, Sargelia, and that is where Nasana's quest is. But before we do that, I'm going to show you one other thing you can do. If we go this asteroid belt, there's nothing really for us to click on that we can see, but if you slowly move your scanner around, you most of the time will find one of these unknown tags. It's an asteroid that you can click on and pull up and scan for resources or something. Cool. So, this is a metallic, metal-rich asteroid. We survey it. While scanning the asteroid field in the Artemis Tau cluster, you detected a large deposit of titanium. Cool. So that just adds to our list that gives us experience, credits, all kinds of great stuff. So let's go ahead and go to Sargelia. It says, warning, level 1 pressure hazard. Sargelia has a very dense atmosphere of ammonia and oxygen. Its temperature surface is mainly composed of alumina with deposits of sulfur. Comm buoys in the system have recently logged a number of unregistered vehicles operating nearby. Sargelia has an extensive silicon-based, oxygen-breathing ecology. Heavily populated areas are covered with fine silicon dioxide, dust, the respiratory byproduct of the world's higher animal forms. High-speed surface winds, often laden with abrasive silica dust, present a hazard. In areas where the wind deposits a great deal of silica, footing can be treacherous. EVAs, or extravehicular activities, are discouraged. Cool. So, yeah, gave us a big description, and anytime you see one that's got one of these pictures in here showing the terrain, that's going to be a planet you can land on. So indeed we can click this land button, and we get dropped off in the Mako as we rocket down to the surface. Excellent. Love that little intro cinematic. So yeah, so here we are on the surface, but I think that's about time for today, and I will catch up with you guys next time as we go and explore Sargilia.